Hey, Ben Kaiser here with Adam Elovalis, and graphic designer from Perth, Australia. And we're just having some conversations today about graphic design, how he got started, education, and just some different topics if you're interested in getting started in a career in graphic design and what it takes to go full-time as a graphic designer. As you are watching this video, look down in the links below. I'm going to post different things about Adam and what he's doing on social media, his blog, and then just different gear that we recommend using for graphic designers to get started and just ways to really expand your creativity coming at you right now. Now, I have a question for new graphic designers. How would you recommend, from your experience, getting started? You said that you started, with some web design, and then that kind of transitioned you into graphic design. But can you elaborate a little bit more on the steps that you took in order to get somebody who's, done a little sketching, done a little drawing, but really wants to become a professional designer in graphic design?
Yeah, I suppose it depends on where your entry point is. I suppose that most people who come into the industry kind of are attracted to the being able to be creative in their work and in their job.
Yeah.
And so for me, I used to go around and just collect flyers. It's a bit embarrassing to talk about now. What do you do? I collect flyers. Particularly the really, I used to go around and collect rave flyers because I thought they looked really cool. The latest club that was open and the big event they had, because it was really bright, really young, really, full of energy and, really kind of interesting designs and layouts. And so I used to, anything that kind of caught my eye, I used to go and grab it, and then I just kind of look at the layout and just go, wow, that's really cool. And as I got on, it was more, minimalist Swiss design, good grid layouts and stuff. And just if I saw good design, I just I captured it and I'd start by copying it. I think you have to, if you're learning, you have to just kind of copy it and go. Sometimes it's not going to work because you're trying to squish 1,000 words into only 100 will go or whatever, or you just got to give it a go. So that's what I did. I kind of saw what I liked and I copied it and put my own twist on it. So I'm not talking about copying verbatim, but if it's a grid that you like, or if it's a layout that you like, kind of using that layout with your photos and your colors and things. For me, that's kind of how I learned. I just copied what good designers were doing. And as I did that, I learned along the way when to use those layouts. Because I think you kind of, at the start, you go, that's pretty, or I like the look of that, or I like those colors, and it's more about personal choice. And as you go on, you kind of, it doesn't really matter what you want. The client's going to tell you what they want. So you need to be able to justify the decision with some reasoning and some, I've chosen this layout because of this reason, I've chosen these colors because of these reasons, and copying along the way is kind of taught you, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't use a bright pink for a funeral flyer because it's maybe I should stick with black because there's a reason for that. Maybe I should use this layout. So.
Okay, so basically getting a catalog of good design in your head, in a sense, knowing how to, I've heard it said, great designers know how to hide their sources, or great artists know how to hide their sources. So pulling inspiration from good design, also viewing bad design, and then comparing the two and seeing, okay, what made this a good decision, what made this a bad decision? And then as you move forward, you're starting to create a catalog of good design that you can pull from, as you said.
Yeah, I think you have to know the rules before you can break them. And I think good design follows the rules. Great design knows when it can break them.
That's good.
And it's great when you can break the rules. But I had to spend a long time learning what the rules were first.
I think it's something that people undervalue, the time investment that it will take to really produce a good design. I've almost crossed the threshold of a decade of, from when I started school to now. And, there comes a point when all of a sudden your design starts to become second nature, the principles and the fundamentals, and then to step out and, break the rules is where you start to produce great design. You've got it nailed down, but then you're edging up a little bit as you go. And it takes time to develop the skill, just to come off head innately. Just finishing up our interview here with Adam, and where can people find you for design and just for what you're doing on social media and different platforms? Lay it out right now.
I'm on Twitter, Adam.Elovalis, I think is my handle.
I'll attach that in the description so people don't have to try and figure that one out.
And I don't. I do blog about design on LinkedIn. So if you find me on LinkedIn, you find articles that I write on there. And also, I'm not about design related stuff, but Christian kind of blog that I run is gospelbrew.com.au.
Cool.
Where we brew the gospel. So
cool. So brew is in coffee.
Yes, or beer.
Okay, better than right. Cool. Yeah, I'll attach all those in the description below for people so they can find that stuff.